CoCoville episode 3. I bet, not counting people who this is their first episode, I've probably already closed it. I bet you probably didn't think we'd get here, did you? Well, we did. And you know what? I'm going to start this one on a bit of a downer note. I'm disappointed. You want to know why I'm disappointed? Because I just had Pop-Tarts, and what a disgrace they were. I'm talking about nice s'mores Pop-Tarts. You know how they normally have the nice, like icing, coating, pure diabetes stuff on the top of them? Yeah, it was pathetic. It was like a tiny little strip down the middle, probably covered a quarter of it. So, CEO of Pop-Tarts, if you're watching, I want you to explain yourself in the comments right now. And honestly, a lifetime supply of Pop-Tarts wouldn't hurt. Keep my mouth shut, you know? I'll take a bribe. I don't have no shame. I'll do it. But anyways, now that we're a minute through this video, I started this one off, again, for anyone that is new. The first 4 episodes, I'm recording them all together, so, you know, a lot's happened since episode 2. I got up, got some Pop-Tarts, some chocolate milk. I have episode 2 uploading right now. That's about it. But yeah, what we're doing right now is I realized there's a lot of buildup you can see right now, too, where there's still a ton of people waiting at bus stops. So I'm kind of just adjusting the number of vehicles for each route. And I think I got it pretty well set up. So yeah, this episode has a pretty big addition, which you can see I'm starting to work on here, which is kind of on the southeast side, up to that roundabout. So this middle section we start on, and then the waterfront we'll start on a little bit in this episode as well. I was looking at potentially doing another roundabout here at this intersection, but there just wasn't enough room. So I left it as kind of I guess like a Y shape that is now. And never mind. Oh wait, no, yeah, okay. This roundabout is in the new section. We use that to kind of get between this road and the one to the left of it. We build a subdivision, and then I also wanted to have a road kind of going around the little lake thing that kind of looks man-made. That's just on the south side, so we use that for that. Yeah, this area ends up being mostly residential. Once we hit 7,000 population, we get high density, so I was kind of trying to plan out an area for that and then just waiting for it to happen. And again, like I normally do, I just tried to link everything up with paths, try and keep them in line as much as possible, just for the sake of reducing foot traffic at intersections. And I think we kind of did that. So yeah, it's good, except people don't cross the street anywhere, so putting them in a line, they still kind of have to go around. But yeah, I decided it was kind of good enough to just have that one line. And then this top area here, it's pretty much built up and done for the most part. I think I had another bus route, and that's more or less it. Most of the focus is on this kind of south end here. So we just hit big town, so we get the high density as well as university, and the big thing is metro. We do a lot of work on that this episode and next episode as well, because we do a lot quicker expansion in these ones. This is a fairly short episode. Well, it's like 17 minutes by the looks of it. And we probably double the population of this town in this video. I'm not entirely sure where this one ends off. I didn't check yet, but with the high density, you really get a big bump up in growth, so we do that. I tried to get a metro station in pretty much every main area of the map, every subdivision, except I didn't really have any room in the original one that we built in the first episode, so that one's kind of just relying on buses to get it to a metro station, which I think is fine because it's low density anyways, so the buses can handle it. I did kind of get roadblocked by money a little bit here, and then just this was super annoying. I couldn't get something to build close enough that I didn't have to put another little addition for the power line. Like, it's right beside it, but I still end up having to put a power line. And of course, it has a minimum distance, so it just kept wanting to take out buildings, but I ended up getting it. And yeah, I think I mentioned this in episode 2, that putting any type of stuff in the middle of a roundabout, I've realized, is just a horrible idea, because you end up with a ton of traffic that just stops in the middle of the roundabout to, like, if it's a truck delivering supplies or something like that, it just stops and then the whole thing stops spinning, basically. So I need to stop doing that and probably just put decorations in them or something like that. So, or sometimes I'll put like a fire station or police station, because no one's going to be going in there. It'll just be stuff coming out, so it's not as bad. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but that was a nice little sip of water there. Try and keep that going. Yeah, I want to do 4 episodes today, and I've been doing this for 2.5 hours now. I'm on episode 3. So I'm hoping that I can get episode 4 done today and then take a break for the sake of my voice. My voice is a little rough from yesterday. For those of you that aren't aware, I'm a member of the Canadian Garrison of the 501st. So that's like a Star Wars. We dress up in Star Wars costumes. We go to charities, stuff like that. So I went to my first official one yesterday. It went pretty well, but yeah, I kind of have to yell through my helmet that I wear so people can hear me. So that kind of did a number on my voice. And then the constant monologuing here kind of doesn't do it any favors either. So my voice is getting progressively a little raspier. I know I have a tendency to just sound monotonous and not super entertaining in these videos anyways. I have some YouTubers, they have so much energy and I don't get it. Like, I just talk, and like, if you listen to the Shameless Plug podcast, which this is a shameless plug for, go check it out. When I talk in that, it's pretty much like this too, although, you know, you get some laughs and stuff like that, but I can't be like some of these YouTubers that are like, what's going on, guys? It's me, CoCo, let's go. Big, exciting, always like yelling and everything. I can't manage that. Maybe if I have my own place and I just like snort a can of Coca-Cola, don't demonetize me, or something like that. Maybe I could, but I don't really have that energy. I haven't talked about what's going on screen for a while, but hopefully you've been following along on your own. So I added all the metro stations, and I'm trying to link them up, but I'm running out of money. I'm once again going back to this horrible roundabout and trying to figure out a better way to do it, which involves tearing down more buildings again. I don't know why monologuing makes me yawn as well, but it does. Hopefully you're not yawning while you're watching this. Hopefully you're entertained, you're liking, you're subscribing, you're following, I don't know, I started Twitter, you're retweeting. Oh god, I haven't even looked at that Twitter in like a week. Whoops. Oh, no one follows it anyway, so I haven't told anybody about it. I'm just gonna have it. But yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I tried to get the metro lines going. I don't really have enough money because I had to stop and put in some other infrastructure like power and stuff like that. This is where I was running into issues with the oil power plant, where because it's so far away from the highway, it was taking too long for trucks to bring the oil in, and my industry wasn't making oil. It was ore. So I didn't have any locally. I also added that balloon tour, which is pretty cool. That's new since I played last, I think. But yeah, it started running out of oil on me, and I was just constantly having times where half my city was in the dark. So I had to kind of slowly build up more wind power, and then I tried just slowly weaning off of it, which I couldn't really do super easily beforehand. Here I'm upgrading the roads around the roundabout to see if maybe that would help. Ultimately, the problem is the roundabout itself, but I couldn't really do much about that. So yeah, it's still a nightmare for now. Next episode, we do address this a bit better, more than just upgrading the roads. So yeah, it's don't get too attached to what you're seeing right now. So we just hit small city, which gives me the train, which I've never been good at. I realized it had stop signs and stuff on the roundabouts. I didn't know why, so I had to fix that. But yeah, it's there's a lot that's gonna change by next episode, and here I'm trying to finish the lines. Every time I have a circle, I just put a new route. I still don't have that top one connected, and I realized that now. So I had to kind of go around to link that. Basically, what I wanted was just a big circle so that I could, just always have them going one direction. I wanted to make them a one-way track, but I haven't done that yet. I still don't think I have because I've just been building up the station count. I was really struggling with money here for a little while, just because I had so many things that I wanted to build that I was burning through it as quick as I got it. But you can see there's some abandoned buildings again, just because of workforce issues. I do end up building up more residential, so the population kind of has a boom probably at the end of this one, start of the next one. So yeah, I realize now the last two episodes I've had it at 4x speed, but when I do kind of like when I show the cinematic shot of the city, I slow it down. I haven't done that for this one, and I'm already doing the commentary live. So, well, not live like while I'm playing, but like I'm doing the commentary right now, and I just realized that. So there probably won't be like a prolonged shot, but I will still get the screenshot for the thumbnail. Or you can just pause it if you want to look. One of the nice things about this is I think why I like playing it and why I think it might be decent to watch is just the sake of the very clear progress too, because like you can watch even from episode 1, you can see like, oh wow, it's changed a lot already and stuff like that. So you can kind of see how it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger as you watch, and you can go back if you want and see like how small it was, and you can say, oh, so that becomes that, this happens. So I kind of have that going already because, like I said, I've played till the end of what will be episode 4. So I know where most of this stuff is, but after that, I'll kind of be in the dark as well. So yeah, we built this residential area, and then I wanted offices on the water. Offices are always kind of a pain because the last tier, like to get them max level, it just says that it needs to be covered by more services, but it never tells you which one. And realistically, you can have basically everything around an office and it'll still say it doesn't until you add like a third bus stop or something like that. And again, I'm playing in vanilla, so I don't have any mod that could tell me exactly what it needs. That's why it's kind of sparsely built here. I left a bunch of gaps for stuff, which kind of worked out. And episode 4 will have kind of the whole area built up. So I am trying to build things kind of nearby for the residential, but also for the offices. Just making sure that they're kept in line. So I did a bunch of education stuff, and the first step for offices anyways is just having enough educated workers. So I didn't have to worry about all the infrastructure right away. Anyways, so yeah, here I'm redoing the lines again. Just trying to keep it as one massive circle, which might end up being a bad idea in the end. You can see a lot of these buildings are leveling up, so we're kind of climbing the skylines, getting taller, which is nice. And yeah, it's an American style map, so you get actual skyscrapers instead of the European maps, which is what I played my very first time on. Couldn't figure out why I didn't get skyscrapers, because those maps you just get like the blocks of buildings that are all attached in a row and don't actually get that high, and they're just made of brick, which I think is kind of ugly and doesn't really represent a big city very much. Not that, like, in person, I hate cities. I'm not really a big fan of them. Sometimes I have to go into Toronto for work, and it's not great. If you took all the people out of the city and replace them with like rural people, it probably wouldn't be as bad, and just less people overall. But regardless, not a huge fan of cities, but this game, it is nice to just make a huge one. But yeah, the main focus was just adding this part and kind of the road infrastructure and making sure all the areas had education and stuff like that. Here I'm trying to fit parks and stuff in. I ended up going with this, and I thought, oh, that's great, but then I realized it needs road access. So that kind of got ugly. I tried with just a path, and then I realized, oh, it needs an actual road, which is kind of dumb because cars don't drive up to it. So I did end up putting a road, which I didn't plan on doing, so I had to kind of move it over just to get it to work. And you can see I got it there. I ended up leaving that walking path just for the sake of having a walking path. I upgraded the road so it didn't look like crap. And I couldn't upgrade that road, which was annoying, so I had to rebuild this road again. So it's just a small little road, but it's not horrible. I got it connected, and you can see people just walk there. They don't even drive, so it really doesn't make much sense. I did get the incineration plant. I didn't talk about that, so that helped with my garbage situation a ton. And yeah, I was just kind of watching that fishing thing because I'm like, well, there's no way they can get to it because the water's so low compared to everything else. So I built a quay. I like doing those just because it kind of neatens it up a bit, although some of the terrain did pop through, so I might have to fix that later. Wow, that really lagged out for me. I hope it didn't in-game. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. I'm running out of time, and I didn't make that kind of cut at the end. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment what you want. If you want your name on a road, again, comment that down below, and here's the city. Okay, it's a long enough cut that you can still kind of see it. I tried getting different angles, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you, everybody. I will leave you in a little bit of silence here. Thank you, and goodbye.